guys, welcome back. So an assortment of parts, and today, a few days later, because I have been ill, we are going to put together set 118, the LL918. Now, I haven't got this, or I didn't have this, should I say, and this was an eBay purchase. Cost of £36 off eBay, and it came a couple of days ago, and literally all I have done to it is washed it with some warm soapy water. When the better weather comes, I will probably treat this to the UV lighting box, because a little bit of the grey does need a little clean up, but it's actually not in too bad a condition, and I'm quite happy with paying £37. I will look for maybe some plans for it later, but to get one of these sort of mint condition with box and all the rest of it, I mean, you are talking quite a substantial bit of cash. You know, they're not cheap. They're really not cheap. If you want to lash out and get the original with all the bits, that go with it. So what we did is we bought a second hand version, and hopefully when we put it together, there isn't any pieces missing, and we can see whether we had £36 worth of good spend. If you can hear any screaming in the background, that's the missus. Her team are currently playing football, and yes, I'm up here playing with Lego. But this again, it's just one of those sets that I always wanted as a kid and never got. I got a lot of sets as a kid, but not this one. So what we've got now is a chance to get some of the stuff that we never got back then. So I'm kind of relishing finding these bargains on eBay when they come up. Yeah, and you know, it's finding them at the right price. If you want to go and get a showroom piece, then by all means you can do that, but you are going to pay for that, you know, on eBay, because let's be honest, Space Lego, classic Space Lego like this is not cheap. In fact, you know, I think I've already said this, with a box, you know, mint condition can be upwards of £100. So if you can get it cheap, and bear in mind as well that when I say cheap, you know, this is for my boys and myself to use, to play with. You know, it's not gonna sit there and on display, although it does go on display up here. We don't sort of, you know, just leave it up here gathering dust. The boys do come up here, and I do let them have a play with it. The little one not so much, because he does like to throw things about. But, you know, certainly the big one, the 7-year-old, is now at a stage where he'll quite happily play with it and get involved in the builds and all the rest of it. Never had one of those pieces in all the time I had Space Lego, so quite chuffed to get that. And like I say, it's just a real thrill for me to be able to get some of these pieces now that I wasn't able to get back when I was a kid. The logo there, obviously a bit worn, but again, you're talking about a piece that I believe, and I will do, I won't do it today, but I will do a review on this at some stage. Again, the bricks not too faded, still nice, still printed. I will do a review on this at some point, but I think this piece was from 1978 off the top of my head. Don't quote, I'm sure you guys will tell me in the comments down below if I'm correct on that, but I've got a feeling 1978, so one of the very first Lego pieces in the Space Lego genre, and literally one of the smallest crafts to be built. Again, the glass, it's a bit dull, but it's stayed up well. There's a few scratches on there, nothing major, but again, it's over 40 years old, so you know, I'm not gonna quibble for a few play marks. It's gonna get played with. It's gonna get played with here. So, you know, it's, if you're gonna be very fussy, then yeah, it's not perfect, but who wants perfect, you know? It's got a nice bit of aged patina to it, and I'm quite happy with that. The next one I would like, and it all depends on price. The next one is the next ship. The one between this one and the LL928. I can't remember off the top of my head what the serial number was actually for that specific ship, but that appears to be quite expensive, even if you don't want, you know, a particularly good one. They seem quite rare on eBay, and you know, they're not all that cheap either. But I am considering whether it would be far beyond the realms of possibility to build one from scratch, brand new. And when I say brand new, it wouldn't all be brand new. Certainly the blues, the greys and things like that, I think I can source from Lego and build that part of it brand new. However, I also think that something like the yellow screenage, the Legoland Space logo would have to be, or would have to come off older ships. I have seen them online. You can buy these things for about £2 or £3. Then obviously you've got to put your shipping costs on there. So there are a few still knocking about, and if you can get them, then that's great. But we might be able to get the key components and build an actual new set of Lego with just a couple of old parts. And that's it. There we have it. The LL918. What a thing of beauty. I mean, it's cleaned up nice in this light. You can see there's a bit of fading on certain grey bits. Nothing that the UV box wouldn't pick up in better weather. Obviously, I don't want to put them out. There is a slight crack, a slight crack in the yellow top bit there, but nothing noticeable. Everything's working on it. We can open the doors at the back there. As far as playability, this set didn't really have much, just these doors at the back here, and you could get an astronaut in and out of it. Let's see if we can put it on a landing pad. And there we have landing pad. Now, this is the landing pad I picked up recently. It is not been through the UV box yet, so there is a bit of fade. I'm going to show you the difference in a second between ones that have been through and ones that haven't been through the pad. I've decorated it the same as I've decorated the other landing pads over here. We've gone red, green, red. The only one that is completely different to this is the original LL928, because on that landing pad all the lights were red, there was zero green on it. But I like the green. What I'm attempting to do further down the line is I would like these to light up. If anybody has any suggestions on how to install LEDs into these and things like that, great. Drop a comment down below. I don't really want to drill the boards from underneath. I want them to be as stock as possible. If that means running cable over the board and covering them with, you know, fake rocks, whatever it might be, I'd probably prefer to do that than drill the boards. Can we buy these lights ready done? Do we think they would be better left on all the time, or whether or not, you know, should they flash? I don't know. I mean, what's everybody else think? But there we have another fantastic little build, the LL198. We're going to have a review on that in a few weeks' time. Still got a few others to clean up and do reviews on. It didn't come with instructions, it didn't come with a box, but I'm more than happy to add this little ship to the collection and put it with its big brother. So there she is, alongside her considerably bigger brother there, the revamped LL928 from a few years ago. Sitting alongside it, we've got the recent mini version of the rocket launcher, and further down the display, in fact all the way down there, we've got her original big brother. Sorry, lighting is not great there. The LL928. So ideally what we want to do is, it's a work in progress obviously, We are working to bring all this to life. Yeah, slowly but surely adding bits to as we go. Looking to probably incorporate some LED lighting into some of the original stuff as well, and bringing it to life that way. But just quickly show you guys this. This is a treated board. Let's do them side by side. So the ones on the right are treated baseboards. They've gone through the UV light box, and the ones on the left are the boards that have just been washed with some hot soapy water and have not yet been through the UV light box. Now, there is a clear difference, yeah, between the right and the left. So we will do the moon craters. I'm a little unsure of whether or not to do the roadways, and this is the only reason. So if you look at the yellow on that roadway compared to the yellow on that one, which has been through the UV light box, the yellow has faded a little bit. The white has fared much better, but the yellow has faded a little bit. Now, these ones that the original sat on were in my loft for many, many years and haven't really faded at all. So there was no need to put those through the Lego lighting box. But if you look at the videos where we purchased these online, these were yellow, absolutely yellow, a lot worse than these ones here. And they were stained and all sorts, so those had to go, those had to be cleaned, which has left me with a bit of a conundrum. They've come up well, but the yellow has faded on that launch pad a bit. But there she is, guys, the LL918. Don't forget, if you like the video, like and subscribe, and we'll carry on as we build our display up over the next few months, years, and we expand this space into a proper vintage Lego room, we hope, and with some modern stuff as well. You guys will come along for the journey. So again, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope it's brought back some memories. Okay, thanks. Cheers. Bye.